togetherness of both of you there is simply beautiful. How does Bettystown meet the Big Apple?
Well, I've been performing around Drogheda for 10, 11 years. And in 2014, Disney contacted me and asked if I would go on board their ship, because they had an Irish bar on their ship and they wanted to make the Irishy kind of feel in it. So I went to Florida, joined their ship in Florida.
And I was already there. I was on the cruises.
Yeah. You were there already, were you?
Yeah, I was a performer on the cruise line. So we met on the Disney Fantasy, and I walked into the Irish pub and I just heard this voice belting out from the pub, and I was like, "Who is that?" And
whenever she'd walk into the room, I'd turn it up a bit, like, you know.
And was that it for you? Did you just say...
Well, you know what? The song that Raglan Road was one of the first songs I think I ever heard him do, and I couldn't... He was the first boy from Ireland I ever met, and I married him, so...
You fell head over heels.
Yeah,
Isn't that just marvellous? And you felt that from the word go when you heard him singing. You heard the song, the voice first, you saw the man, and that was it.
And then he just turned out to be a good person, which is like icing on the cake.
Terrific.
No, I remember seeing Olivia. She would often come in, and she was very interested in what we were doing. So,
did you realise that she'd, you know...
I tried hard. Put
her eye on you and said...
It was terrible when she wasn't in the room. But,
and you were married locally here in Castlebellingham?
That's where we had our reception. Married in Laytown at the Sacred Heart last year.
Church, yeah. And then out to Castlebellingham, where of course they spoiled you.
Oh yeah,
you had a
the best day ever.
That
stunning.
Just sums it all up, because my own son got married there last August.
Perfect.
And
Perfection.
We know what we're talking about there. Anyway, Luke Kelly, you're a young fella, and Luke Kelly died 35 years ago. What's the story there?
He died 5 years before I was born. But I remember when I had no interest in music whatsoever. I remember seeing videos and hearing Luke. My grandfather had a CD, or someone around had a CD. I can't remember. But I remember the first time I saw a video of Luke Kelly, it was the first time I realised that the passion in music. When I looked at the man, I didn't hear the music first. I saw the passion on his face, and I fell in love deeply and instantly with Luke. And he inspired me to pick up a guitar and try and figure out the chords for the different songs. And Raglan Road was one of the first songs I ever learned on the guitar.
My God, you have magical stories circulating around you two, and the story of the connection with Luke. Fiona's just been on to say, hello Fiona, I know she's in Dundalk today, to say, oh my God, I'm so glad they sang Raglan Road. That song was my late Aunt Peggy's favourite song, and it's brought back so many memories. Isn't that
Thank
lovely?
you so much.
It's a beautiful song, and it touches a lot of people. And what we find is when we're on the ship performing, even if the American guests don't necessarily know the songs, as soon as you sing them with a bit of passion, they take interest, and then they come up and say, who was the song by? We tell them it was a poem for Patrick Kavanagh. We tell them all about Luke Kelly, and they know the Dubliners, but they wouldn't necessarily know an awful lot about Luke himself, you know. So we try and turn a lot of people onto him as much as we can, you know.
No, you still have the stickers on your bags, I believe.
Yeah.
You've only hit shore.
We just flew in yesterday.
Well,
Yesterday from New York. We just finished up a contract, and we flew into New York to visit my family. My sister just had a baby. We spent a couple of days there. And
what's your sister's name?
Laura.
And what's the baba's name?
Henry.
Laura and Henry. Hello.
Hello.
To you. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
So you were over there visiting, and now you've come to Ireland. Now, I know you've been living in Annagassan, or you've had a place, had you?
Yeah, we've had a place up at the Saltings in Annagassan. We haven't been there much. It's kind of, we're in and out of the country so much over the last, and this year as well, we're in and out so much. I think we only spent 3 weeks in the country.
I know, but when we do, we're so grateful to be here, because it's
love it.
It's the most beautiful place on the world.
It's the weirdest thing in the world,
and the greatest people.
A New York girl with an Annagassan accent. Every now and again, you gotta go, well.
But can I tell you something? I love New York City.
Yeah.
It's
Very
a
good.
fantastic place as well. Quite different to Annagassan and life in Ireland. It certainly is. But you come from a wonderful place as well.
Thanks very much.
Now, you're going to be cruising the next year, so you're on the seas, on the ship, yes?
We're on the river ships.
Okay.
So
explain, what are they?
Well, we have an agent based in London, Gary Parks, and he sends us off. He's the one that sends us to the different ships. So instead of doing ocean liners, we're now doing river ships, which we take 100 guests, generally from Amsterdam to Budapest, and we will perform some Irish music during that as well. So, and a lot of people say, we're on a trip in Amsterdam to Budapest, why do we have Irish night? And we say that wherever we go in the world, if you step off, there's an Irish pub around the corner, you know. So there's
and the
always that
people
appeal.
always are excited to hear Irish music, especially Americans who, you know, my great grandfather's from Ireland.
And it just makes you very proud when you're away for so long. It makes you very proud to talk about Ireland and sing the songs as well. So.
Now, I want to tell listeners, you're singing beautiful harmonies here
Thanks.
today, Olivia, but this woman is a brilliant piano player, and she plays the grand piano. We just couldn't fit it in the door.
Oh, no.
It's lodged.
You know yourself. The guitar was one thing, but the grand... Can I tell you, there's a grand piano in St. Peter's Church of Ireland in Drogheda. It's a beautiful, beautiful instrument. If you can get in there
Oh,
and
I'm definitely going to look.
give it a go. Loud County Council have it there for the classical music series. It's just a thought that's come to my mind as I speak to you. But you're playing piano since you were small, yes?
Well, no, actually, when I met Joseph and we decided that the way we were going to stick with each other was to work with each other, he said, "Great, what can you play?" And I was like, "Well, not much." And he says, "Great, you're going to start playing the piano." And Joe taught me. I had a basic knowledge, but I've been playing ever since.
Grace, God almighty, you've inspired each other, you've married each other, you've brought New York to the north.
And we kind of like each other.
Yeah,
I get that. I just get that. It's painful, so I do. Look, we remember Luke Kelly today on the show, 35th anniversary, and this is just great, may I say, to have you both with me.
Thanks
here
very much.
this afternoon
It's
to finish out the show on
it's-
this special day.
It's a pleasure to pay tribute to him. You know, so
And
love him to
it's
bits.
great to have. It's just so timely as well. May I wish you well
Thank
in
you
your
so
life
much.
together, in your work together,
Thank you
and
very much.
those river cruises and all you're doing for the next year. You'll fly. I know you're
Thank you
just a
very
great
much.
couple.
Thank you very much.
And we're going to finish today with another Luke Kelly song for our listeners, which is.
We're going to do The Town I Love So Well.
Or you are.
I'm going to do The Town I Love So Well. She's putting the work on me. It's a Phil Coulter song, but
Yes.
obviously made very famous by Luke. He did a great version. So
Joan Olivia Kearns.